Hello dear friends, after 3 months of interruption, for which I apologize, I continue to report on the development of the battle on Earth, the battle in which the angelic side will surely win, and if you want to be on the side of the winners, please watch the EndTimes series, because in this episode it will be more of a concise report on the development of the events rather than commenting on their meaning, because that we have done already. As usual, this will be a compilation of news mostly from the Russian-speaking part of the world, since the rest is covered by the media which you have easily access to. There is no need for me to do it. And at the end will be probably the most important few words about herbs which help against these self-assembling nano monsters or spare parts for them, which are found in the blood of both fixed and even non-fixed people. And I hope you will hold on until the end, because yes, of course, eating the right stuff, sattvic food, will fight evil in your blood, but yet on the other hand, reading the articles about these herbs may have the opposite effect. So this lady shares her experience. Sometimes she crosses borders with Poland, Germany, Russia. So apparently on the Russian borders they open check is one fixed or not, and with devices which she describes as resembling photo cameras. They just put them on the temples of those who cross the borders by bus, and in this way they check who is fixed and who is not. And on the Poland-Ukraine border they have taken it even further. First, she was on the Polish border. They asked all the passengers, she was in a bus, have any of you had any medical manipulation? Has anybody been in a hospital during the last 2 weeks? Have you had surgery or anything like this? And one lady, she said, yes, I was in a hospital. They had some sort of therapy on me. And they asked her about the documents of all that. They checked her with some sort of devices. And interestingly enough, on the next border, they didn't ask the people before that. They already had a device which resembling a miniature TV set. They were going around in the bus, scanning all the people without saying anything or asking any questions. And interestingly enough, when they reached that very same lady, immediately their device signaled, and they started asking her, what kind of medical manipulations have you had? Eventually they did not stop her. They decided it was minor enough, it wasn't even surgery. But the point is that they now check for all kinds of manipulations, exactly as Utrok Vyacheslav warned us, that there will be great variety of new modern medical appliances which will indeed cure the people in magical way while stamping them with the mark of the beast. And all this is unfolding already. For example, they are telling us about mini nanobots which travel to one's blood. They they travel to the cancer of cancer patients and kill the cancer from inside, because they are told what to do from the outside just with Wi-Fi signal. Of course, this type of treatments will be only for fixed people, and of course this proliferation of cancers started when humanity embraced technology. Here in this video they show a test of the living devilish particles which are found even in the lipsticks. More and more pills are so full of nanotechnology that they stick to magnets. The reports for that are becoming more and more. And you can see all these videos on the Bastion account of Mihail. I will leave a link in the description of this video. A strange being was caught on camera in the Vatican. So the mass media is telling the people in Latvia that you see all this dust that is falling on you was blown all the way from Sahara. That's why it's a bit strange. But don't you worry, it is only sand after all. But people who have access to laboratory equipment collected some of the dust, and after testing it, it turned out it's a sophisticated mixture of all kinds of strong poisons, and its composition has nothing to do with sand. And after the so-called Sahara storm, all the people are sick. These are not black and white photos, these are dead plants. That's how they turn after some sort of a weather modification programs for cooling the planet. And in this village they are trying something else. Some sort of low-flying helicopters were spraying something, the children were playing, and by the end of the day everybody who got dusted with what they were spraying was heavily sick, and the plants, they started dying immediately, some of them turning brown, while others they retain their vibrant colors, but they petrify, they turn into something like glass. Do you remember these fairy tales? The witches, they sprinkle some sort of magic powder and they petrify their victims. And in Russia, the descendants of these witches, they work very much on a regional level with all kinds of interesting laws. Like here, it is now forbidden to collect mushrooms in the wild or be in big groups, and people are traced with drones. All the wilderness in this region is now patrolled by drones. In all of Russia, it's also now forbidden to store preserved food in cellars. If you have made some jars with tomatoes and your neighbor finds out and reports you, you will be fined severely. Also, there are new bans for growing certain medicinal herbs, like very, very common herbs which are found commonly. Here, if you have grown your own potatoes, you cannot sell them. There is fine for that. And besides selling this type of shoes, they are working hard on all fronts. They have like programs for what they call preserving a certain area. Is it historic or I don't know what, but all of a sudden whoever lives in that region cannot even repair their garage or put something to prevent the rain coming in their front door. Like they cannot do anything on their house or garden, and all kinds of daily activities are simply forbidden. They have made normal life impossible for the people there. And when the citizens started complaining, the officials told them, this law is in force since 4 years. Why haven't you asked about it earlier? Now we have to fine you because you have repaired the door of your garage. If you have asked earlier, we would have told you that there is such a law. And it is nothing new. Indeed, it was legislated years ago. We just were so kind to give you time to adjust. So the way the governments interact with people is getting more and more digitalized. And here in one small village, one family did not pay their garbage fee on time, and they blocked the credit cards of the entire village. So, how likely is it that it will come true what we covered in the Victoria prophecies? That if one person doesn't have the mark of the beast, is not fixed in a building, they will cut off water and electricity of the entire building, and there will be no need to send police for the unmarked person, because the other residents will wait for him at the gate and beat him up. Since Ukraine is unable to pay off its debt, the International Monetary Fund made a condition that they have to allow foreigners to buy land over there, the land which is considered to be the most fertile land on earth. While as far as the resorts, for example, the Black Sea resorts in a certain nation in the Middle East, they're already distributing the resorts between themselves and openly promising entire regions for the future feudal masters. In Ukraine itself, they sell globes without Ukraine on the map. So many sources speak about Ukrainian children disappearing without a trace, guess where. And now in Russia they have new laws for any reason or without a reason in reality. They take your children away. Like, for example, if they want to clean up a region, they order evacuation, and those who refuse, they take away their children. And if you read the law, it is all for the happiness of the children. They will be relocated to the Middle East, where they will live happily with their new owners. And there is an entire procedure. As soon as a client from a certain tribe wants one child, the new law provides a simplified procedure to take away any child. And in America they have other variations of this campaign for collecting children to use them for over their new laws, they're kind of allowing even openly to pay women to get impregnated so that they manufacture children, newborns, for which later on can be used for sexual entertainment. And while the citizens of the places where the laws are valid are not even aware of them and the complicated language which masks the real story, apparently those people who are in the manufacturing line of children for blood and sex, they are already manufacturing, and now without fear of prosecution. And in the prophecies, they warned us about this decades, probably even hundreds of years ago, that children will be openly sold on the streets for raping. Strangers offer money to the kids to do horrible stuff. They're telling them first go home, kill your cat, then your mother, then set your home on fire, and then we will give you so much money so that you can buy wafers and chocolate. So currently, the nanobots, self-assembling monsters, are found in the blood of both fixed and unfixed people. Just the fixed ones have it in a much larger quantity. And they might be given also special breeds of monsters. We don't know. If half a year ago the doctors were reporting that this stuff is also found more and more in anesthetics. Nowadays I hear the reports that they are in all anesthetics, and it won't be long before they will be found in anything that they inject for any type of medical procedure. In answer to that, the holistic alternative healers are trying to comfort us that certain herbs can counteract the monsters. Now, there is truth in that, but also there is a danger reading this type of materials because they kind of imply that you can continue drinking alcohol, just take this herb. But what about the person doesn't live in nature and buys this herbal supplement from the shop, and it is just question of time before they start putting nanobot powder in all capsules, even the herbal ones, which are sold in any shop. And as far as the actual herbal content of the supplement, I mean, have you seen those footages of how some people collect herbs for commercial use? They sweep them. For example, when the leaves of certain tree have fallen down, they don't hesitate to sweep it even on city streets and then sell it for manufacturing all these herbal supplements. Now, the truth in all this is that you eat sattvic things, and that means green herbs which grow around you. Then, of course, your body, because you have a human body which is an angelic race, it will naturally try to disable all devilish gene modifying technology. But yet, on the other hand, if you keep reading lots of such articles and you keep late nights, you don't go to sleep until 12 reading such things, and you drink alcohol on the top of that, that increases the quantity of tamas a lot in your body. Because one's overall level of sattva in the body will determine how much the body can defend you against the devilish stuff, and that is not dependent only on eating. Indeed, what you eat is only 20% of it. For example, if you don't sleep on time, if you go to bed later than 10 o'clock, that is also not sattvic, that is very tamasic. Your body doesn't get this high quality sleep, and then you are drained for energy forever if you have this type of lifestyle. And in addition, taking sattvic herbs pure doesn't mean that once you go to the field, collect herbs and you're all set. No, all your food has to be sattvic because it is just a question of time before everything in the shop is genetically modified and full of nanobots. Currently, apparently, it's just some foods, but they are working hard on the subject. For example, normal chicken meat, oh, that's eco-terrorism. It damages the atmosphere. But if you eat their monster chicken, here it is, the monster chicken of Bill Gates, you're all fine. That's allowed. So during the last few months, while I could not make more videos, they actually deleted for the first time some of my videos due to incorrect medical information, they say. And these were exactly the videos where I explain why what is nowadays called holistic alternative cure is not really that holistic and that alternative in many respects. What I explained in these videos 4 or 5 years ago is very much relevant to the current developments. Truly healthy and nutritious food is not what is usually recommended by most modern dietary experts, because they talk based on so-called nutrition science, which is part of the scam of modern science. They don't know what sattvic food is. In the current situation, healthy eating simply means to eat whatever grows around your place. You absolutely do not need to calculate any nutritional values, to read the labels, and most of the modern recommended diets are simply useless or straightforward harmful. These videos are still available on the other platform where I have a mirror of my channel on odyssey.com. I will try to include the link in the description. I hope you will see them and maybe even download them before they remove them from all platforms, which is just question of time. Now, what about the particular herbs which are recommended in various alternative sources for fighting the nanobots. Now, to find out the effect of a given herb using the trial and error method is difficult and impossible in some cases, because you will need big groups of people, people who have the same problem. One is control group, which doesn't take the herb, and the other one takes the herb but takes no other medicine, no other herb. And then the members of this group should be not exposed to other external factors which may interfere with the development of the problem meanwhile. And the study should be conducted over a long period, at least few months. And that's in general. In our case, if they want to find out what herbs really work for the nanobots, they will need to measure their density in the bloods of the two groups and measure it continuously during the experiment. I don't think anybody has done that. So all these claims, they will come from sincere healers, but what they will write is, I find this or that herb to be very effective against the fixed effects. So for me, these are more of personal opinions rather than proper studies of the effects of the herbs. That's why in the real ancient medicine, always the knowledge was given by the guardians of the human race. It was not the knowledge was not attained by trial and error. I'm sure that the herbal practitioners who publish similar materials are sincere and have lots of well-wishing. But I mean, let's be honest, the people on whom they have worked are also exposed to many other factors. And there are many types of fixes. According to the fix boss, Bill Gates, they also use different technologies, different type of fixes. So the conclusion: to get some herbal supplement from the store with the hope that it will fight the nanotechnology inside, it's a gamble. There could be more nanotechnology in the capsules themselves. But as far as natural cures, herbs which grow around you, yes, especially those which are traditionally known for repairing DNA and helping for man-made diseases of the flu family. There are good reasons to believe that the entire flu family comes from the labs. Or herbs which are known to help against AIDS, which is another product of theirs. But mostly the herbs which help for DNA damage. And those are, the top ones are Aya and Iboga, for sure. The top master plants. The second level are the teacher plants. And then third level are, so to say, sickness-specific herbs. The alternative healers in the West work mostly only with the third-level plants, condition-specific herbs. And by the way, you don't need herbs at all for DNA repair. If you really want to do it, even simple, real meditation helps. This is not only ancient claim, but also they have been making modern experiments with proper meditation practitioners. They check DNA before and after meditation, and they find amazing changes. The only important point here is that there should be no confusion between what is called meditation and what those practitioners were doing, and what is commercially known often in the West as meditation. These are simply meditative techniques. Even if they are based on true yoga and ancient techniques, still it doesn't mean that if one attempts or does any of them, one will reach the proper meditative states and what is called meditation in yoga terms, because only the real meditative states repair DNA miraculously. I have a video about simple yet effective meditation technique. That is an ancient technique, and if you do it exactly and properly, that will also repair DNA for sure. And if you decide to follow my way of healing and pay attention to the teachings of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas in the previous videos, which are also ancient teachings, not my personal. You will be safe not only now, or at least safe to the extent your current karma allows, because there are some boundaries, but also in the future. Because the way they set up their traps is very cunning. Like, for example, with the tests. Many people got tricked. It looked innocent. Oh, you just put a swab in your nose, you don't take any medicine. And only later on, it came out as it turned out that they can be deadly. You're almost fixed with, you could be with some of the tests. But if one is careful about the teachings of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, one would reject this entire hospital scam altogether, and one will not want to touch any of their paraphernalia or come near their places or want to have anything to do with them, because modern medicine by default is Rajasic, and nowadays it's turning even more Tamasic. Soon it will be completely Tamasic, because it will be with the aim of poisoning and killing, while at least a couple of decades ago it was about butchering people. And let's see who survives after that, and who is better and who is not. It is the end times. It is an intense exam time. For some already, for others it will start shortly. And we should remain sattvic in every possible way, because all kinds of offers will be coming to us from the rotten society, from the Satanists. Some will be health related, others will be of other types, and many souls will fall in the traps. But if they are careful, and every time before they take any decision they check, is this really sattvic, they will be safe.